What's up, guys? Welcome back to Top 10 Thursday. Today, we'll be going over my top 10 favorite Johto Pokemon. Johto kind of has a lot of good memories for me. Kanto was always the super nostalgic, like, first game, favorite game. But Johto is kind of like when I really started to fall in love with Pokemon. Me and my dad kind of played it. I remember I got my Pokemon Gold, I believe I had. I think I had Gold and Silver, but I would play them all the time because I was always trying to get like the Wandering Pokemon, the Wandering Beasts, and I remember the Ice Path is what I really needed help with my dad for. He actually looked it up online, and that's how I figured it out. So it's got some good memories in it. I also have some pretty good memories with the Pokemon too. I don't know why, they don't hit as hard as Kanto, but it's still like near and dear to my heart. So let's get right into it. At number 10 is kind of not surprising. A lot of people have it in their top 10, probably in their top, maybe their favorite Pokemon in Johto. But Umbreon is number 10 for me. Umbreon is, when I hear Dark type, I do think of Umbreon because it was kind of like the poster child when it first came out. Which Dark types premiered like they're a movie. The Dark type started in Johto. That's when it first like debuted, and Umbreon was basically the first Dark type. And using Eevee as a way to introduce a type kind of turned into a theme with later generations. But Umbreon just looks so sick. Such a cool looking Pokemon. The yellow rings around it with the just jet black and the shiny. Look at it. But Umbreon's a really cool Pokemon just in general. It just looks sick. Gary had one in the show. So sick. At number 9 is my starter. I started with Typhlosion. Typhlosion was, when I saw Cyndaquil, super cute. I was like, that thing's dope. Clearly I love fire types, but he just looks so cool as a Cyndaquil. And then Quilava, also pretty cool. And then Typhlosion, oh my god, this angry flaming badger. Yes, sign me up, dude. And it does have that nostalgia that it was my starter in Johto, so obviously it's gonna be in the top 10. Look at Blastoise. But in my playthrough in Pokemon Gold, Typhlosion was the one that pretty much carried me. I really can't remember using any other Pokemon except for Typhlosion with Strength, because I actually thought Strength was kind of a rock type move because it had the stone and threw it. So I'd be like, throw the stone! Yeah. At number 8 is another dark type, Sneasel. So cool. I thought it was crazy. I thought it was a lot stronger than it actually is. I just saw the claws and it had the pose. I'm like, this thing is so cool. What? I want this. But you can't get it until Mount Silver, so I never could use it. But actually, I think you could find it in the ice cave. Wow, that was dumb. But I could never find it, and I never used it. But I knew Silver had it, and I could see it all the time. And I was like, I want that thing so bad. And it's definitely an evil-ish looking Pokemon. I mean, the Dark type is called Evil in Japan, but it looks so cool with the pink. I guess it's a feather. I would assume it's a feather. I don't really know, but the pose it just looks so fast, and it's honestly still one of my favorites just because he just looks so cool. At number 7, we got Steelix. Steelix is another, it's kind of in the same category as Umbreon. It's, when I think of steel types, I think of Steelix. Steelix also was just like super cool. It was just this massive mound of steel or metal, and what's her name? Jasmine had one. I thought it was cool. I mean, I always knocked it out with my Typhlosion, so it was whatever. But Onyx is really cool. And then when you make it metal and bigger, you give it a huge like crimson chin jaw. Absolutely sign me up for that Pokemon. At number 6, we have one of the first Pokemon to debut from Johto, Donphan. I've been a fan of Donphan. Ever since that, whatever that trainer was in the first movie threw it out. And I remember seeing it and being like, what is this thing? This is the coolest thing. It's an elephant tire that spins and just rams into things. So cool. It's shiny, the orange. Oh my god, so nice. And it's just so strong and a ground type. I would spend so much time, I forget what route it is, but in the morning, it's only in the mornings you can find Phanpy just above like the starting route. I would spend so much time trying to get that 1% Phanpy just so I can have a Donphan. Before we get into the top 5, I'm going to do the same thing that I did last episode, or last Top 10 Thursday. Honorable mentions. I just want to give an honorable mention to Feraligatr. Dude, the thing's so sick. Giant alligator dragon looking thing. It's not dragon type though, which kind of sucks. Another one I want to give a big shout out to is Polito. This one I wasn't too much of a fan when I was younger, but then I got into like competitive like a couple of years ago during the whole, shutdown. And the drizzle effect, oh my god, or ability, amazing. And I had that with Barraskewda and would just bop things every single time, and I just fell in love with it. And it's shiny, gorgeous. Another shout out, or another honorable mention, Quagsire. I love goofy Pokemon. Also, can't forget the most legendary Pokemon in Johto, Dunsparce. All right, here we go. Top 5. At number 5 is the original, like, everybody loves this fighting type. And it's such like it just looks humbly strong. Heracross. A Hercules beetle is one of the coolest bugs ever. And it looks strong, but looks very gentle. I guess it's a gentle giant, which Heracross portrays extremely well. And we all know it can hit like an absolute truck, but it looks so cute and it looks so like you want to give it a hug, but it'll totally crush you if you did that. I would spend hours and days and weeks headbutting trees just to find a Heracross and just for it to knock me out. But it's just such a cool Pokemon that like I can't resist it. Honestly, when the Let's Play comes, Heracross is going to be on the team. At number 4, we have a very cool bird. I love this bird. A lot of people don't, but Xatu. I think Natu is such like a cute little guy, and I just love it because it's so cute. And then I saw Xatu and I was like, this thing is just so stoic, I guess. I mean, it is supposed to be like a totem, but it just looks like such a calming Pokemon, but it looks so strong. Like it embodies the psychic type extremely well, in my opinion. And I actually play the Dragapult deck, and I have Xatu in it, and it's making it super consistent, and I absolutely love it. At number 3, I mean, everybody probably has it in their top 5, or actually their top 3, Scizor. Scyther, super cool Pokemon. I think Scyther is very cool with its sights. Then it evolves into Scizor. Excuse me? What? Like, why did they think it was okay to be this cool? This just like, it's just so sick looking. It's very sleek, it's definitely the opposite of Scyther in that Scyther's very sharp edge, but Scizor is very like rounded, but it's still sharp. And its name is sick, Scizor, like scissor, because it's got the, when I first saw it, I thought this has to be like legendary. Well, I mean, I was like 10 years old. Actually, no, I was 8. Oh my god, I'm so old. Scizor, very cool looking Pokemon. I love cool looking Pokemon. It looks like it can absolutely destroy you, and it's very fast. Number 2 is going to be a funny one, and shout out to D-Mac. But number 2, Tyranitar. Tyranitar is so cool. The Sandstorm ability, or Sandstream ability, extremely cool. Shout out to Darude. Tyranitar just looks like it would be a dragon, and I just love dragon Pokemon in general. So when I saw it, I honestly thought it was going to be a dragon type, but it's rock dark, which is so cool. The dark typing is such an interesting type to me, where it's evil, but this thing is just so strong. So it's kind of like a super villain to me. I don't even know why, but it just feels like a final boss type Pokemon where like a Giovanni would have it, or I'm trying to think of other ones, like Getsis would have one. It's just such a strong looking final boss Pokemon. And at number 1, we have Kingdra. Like I said, I love dragon type Pokemon. Kingdra is so cool. I love seahorses. Seahorses are the best. I think they are probably up there with like my favorite animals. They're just such a calming, like parental Pokemon, or animal. They're not Pokemon. Pokemon aren't real as much as I wish they were. But Kingdra just looks, again, very stoic and very strong looking at the same time, where if I had one, I'd feel very protected and very taken care of, because it looks like it would just be so loyal and just destroy everything in its path. And in Gen 1, it really only had one weakness, which was Dragon. And there was barely any Dragon type Pokemon. So this thing just was so hard to deal with because it was also a water type. So the Ice type went from being effective to neutral, and it's just so good. So those are my top 10 favorite Johto Pokemon. Let me know your top 10 favorite Johto Pokemon, or just your favorite Johto Pokemon, in the comments below. And until next time, see ya!